Hi, in this video I will demonstrate how to replace your stabilizer links. This is a W203. This happens to be the 271 motor, which is the C180. Now, something to be aware of, not all the stabilizer links for all the C classes have the same thread diameter. This particular model, while the stabilizer link is the same length, the threads is 8mm. Other C classes have a 10mm thread. Right, I've already removed a faulty one off the front left, and I'm going to briefly demonstrate how to change the stabilizer link. I will start on the front right. Right, the handbrake is on and I've chocked the back wheels. I'm just going to first loosen the wheel bolts. Right, there's a platform over here to jack up the car. Right, make sure you use a trestle and put it under the car. Right, note the trestle is under the chassis, and before I work on the car I normally just spray it with a hose pipe just to get some of the brake dust away. And look at all that brake dust, you don't want to be inhaling that, and then I just go with a blower and clean it out. Right, the stabilizer link is there and it extends all the way onto the shock. And there's the other side of the stabilizer link mounted directly onto the shock. The first thing I'm going to do is just spray some lubricant just to help these nuts off. Just putting some penetrating oil just to help it to make it easier to come out. Now on this vehicle, this is a size 16. If you're trying to loosen it and the ball joint is moving, just take a vice grip and grip this hexagonal head while you're loosening the nut. Now you may notice that the threads have all gone skew. The reason for that is it's under a bit of compression. So now you'll need a pry bar just to depress the sway bar. Right, now I take a 16 and I loosen this side. Now the stabilizer link is under pressure, so I'm taking a pry bar and I'm going to depress the sway bar down a little bit, and I can release this now. Now the nuts that I've used, I've cleaned them with thinners to remove any oil, and I'm now just going to put a drop of blue thread locker. I'm just going to put it on the threads of the stabilizer link, this side and on the top. Now I've put the nut over here hand tight, and now I just fit the nut on the top side also hand tight. So I've just put the nut on the top hand tight. Now in order to get the nut flush onto the body of the stabilizer link, I need to once again depress the sway bar. I just depress the pry bar down just to make sure that the nut has mated directly onto the stabilizer link and that it hasn't cross-threaded anything or jammed in the sway bar. I now tighten this side. If it is moving, I can take a vice grip or shifting spanner just to hold on to the hexagonal head. In my case, it is not moving and I can tighten it now. Now the final step is to just tighten the top, and you'll notice that it is coming in at quite an angle. I'm going to use the pry bar shortly to make sure that it aligns straight. Notice that when I use the pry bar, how the stabilizer threads here are now straight in alignment. I'm tightening it while the pry bar is depressing the sway bar. Now in this case it is turning, I will have to use my vice grip. And I just tighten this. I just tighten mine to 60 Newton meters. And just inspecting the old one, can see that debris was getting in there and it definitely needed to be changed. When doing this repair, you could also change the little stabilizer bushings. For example, you open there and you change the bushing, but in this repair it was just the stabilizer links. Right, just need to put the wheel back on, remove the trestle and lower the car. Thanks for watching. Cheers.